You build a machine learning model in a notebook. It works perfectly. But in production, training is just one stage of a larger system. When you hand that model over for integration, the system often breaks. Breakdowns usually stem from conflicting system requirements. One piece of your pipeline might need Python 3.11, while another only supports 3.9. Your training environment might require specific GPU drivers, NVIDIA's parallel computing platform, while your inference server lacks those drivers entirely. These incompatibilities stop deployment before it begins. This lack of parity has a real cost. Instead of deploying models or improving accuracy, engineers end up wasting days simply trying to recreate the correct computing environment on their local machines. To move beyond these fragile setups, we have to rebuild the deployment architecture. We do this by applying rigorous software engineering practices directly to machine learning, a discipline known as MLOps. By the end of this guide, we will transform raw, isolated Python code into an orchestrated, auto-scaling production deployment. This flowchart maps the architecture. We connect a fast API node for Python APIs through an ML flow registry for lifecycle management. We include a vector database for AI retrieval, ending at a Prometheus monitoring node. Underpinning these are Docker for containers and Kubernetes for scaling. Committing to this specific structural stack ensures that the environment you build today will behave the same way across your development, testing, and production phases. We start by locking in the operating system and the specific library versions, using a Docker file as our environment definition. By explicitly defining requirements, containerization isolates the execution environment and prevents library version conflicts. Inside that image, we have to avoid hard-coding configuration variables. If we bake a specific model version directly into the code, we have to rebuild the entire image just to update it. Using dynamic environment variables instead allows us to switch between deployed model versions at runtime. Running these isolated containers introduces a specific risk. A container is temporary. If the container running your training job stops or restarts unexpectedly, the trained model inside it is instantly deleted. To safeguard those outputs, we execute our run command with an explicitly mounted persistent local storage volume. This ensures the output data drops safely into a permanent storage directory, surviving even if the container itself is destroyed. Combining strict runtime isolation with persistent external storage prevents both environmental contamination and data loss. Now that we have isolated our individual components, we need them to work together. Real machine learning systems rarely run as a single service, which is why we use Docker Compose to orchestrate multiple containers simultaneously. These services communicate using internal networking. Instead of hard-coded IP addresses, they route data packets using internal DNS names, like MLflow port 5000. Using this network, we initialize the MLflow server, a Redis cache, an in-memory data store, and our core inference API. In this setup, the MLflow server acts as our model registry. This serves as the version-controlled vault, storing only the approved, production-ready models that have passed testing. For standard predictive models, this infrastructure is usually sufficient. However, generative AI systems introduce entirely new demands, requiring a specialized layer known as LLOps, large language model operations, to manage them. Generative workflows integrate specific operational components. They require a vector database to manage the retrieval pipelines that feed external knowledge into the model, alongside strict prompt versioning to control the exact instructions sent to the AI. Orchestrating these specialized services together turns a standalone predictive model into a cohesive inference pipeline, fully equipped to handle complex enterprise workloads. While local orchestration is necessary for development, it hits performance limits when subjected to massive enterprise user traffic that a single machine cannot handle. Standard containers struggle to share specialized hardware across multiple jobs. Kubernetes solves this by treating GPUs as addressable resources, allowing for precise hardware scheduling, cluster orchestration, and massive horizontal scaling across dozens of servers. We transition from a local machine to a cluster environment by executing a Kubernetes deployment manifest. When we apply this configuration, the system instantly provisions 5 separate active replica pods. This gives us 2 immediate advantages. First, Kubernetes provides automatic scaling to absorb sudden traffic spikes by spinning up more pods. Second, it uses self-healing mechanisms to instantly restart any pod that fails. Injecting Kubernetes shifts the architecture from a static deployment into a dynamic, resilient ecosystem, surviving hardware failures. Once a model is live, the engineering lifecycle shifts toward operational management, which is handled by the AIOps layer, artificial intelligence for IT operations. You need operational intelligence to continuously track real-time system health and resource consumption, so you know exactly how the model behaves under real constraints. This chart shows inference response times. Tracking metrics instantly detects when latency suffers a sharp spike, crossing our alert threshold. We use this same stack to detect data drift. Comparing incoming data against the training baseline visualizes statistical divergence, showing exactly when the model needs retraining. Implementing robust AIOps changes a blind deployment into a transparent, observable, and self-correcting system. Step 1 of our validation process is sending a live data payload directly to our newly orchestrated and monitored inference API endpoint. We execute the final curl request, a standard command line tool for transferring data, and the system rapidly returns an accurate JSON response. Immediately, the Prometheus dashboard registers the successful request, proving that the end-to-end integration across all our architectural layers is functional. We started by resolving environment conflicts with Docker. Then we established a fully networked auto-scaling Kubernetes cluster, complete with live telemetry. Your next step is to independently extend this architecture. Try swapping the vector database component for a new provider, or push a newly trained model iteration to the MLflow registry to see how the system updates. You now possess a highly scalable, production-grade operational foundation built to manage and sustain modern machine learning workloads.